Hi guys, you're welcome back to the channel. It's Pepe Styling here. So today we are going to be doing the sewing part of this tutorial. I uploaded the cotton part earlier, so do well to check it out. So first off, we're going to go and join this part. This is the bustier part. Then this is our yoke. You're going to go and sew it together. So you can choose to make your yoke one and use bias to turn it, but I decided to make mine two. Okay, so here it is. I'm done joining it, and this is what it looks like. So I'm going to go and stitch this place to keep it in place. Okay, so this is what our bustier looks like when we're done stitching. As you can see that I notched every part of it, and I also pressed it open. So if after sewing your curves and you have like excess, is just what I have out on the lining, not to worry, just trim it out just like you see me doing here. When sewing your cup, especially for the beginners, you don't have to rush it. Okay, just take your time and stitch it so it will come out well. So next we're going to be attaching the yoke to this bodice part. Okay, so what I'm going to do is at the center I'm going to be cutting it just ½ inch inwards. Okay, just like so, ½ inch. Okay, I don't know if you can see it very well, but I just did a cut ½ inch, and I'm going to do the same thing at the center of the yoke. So I'm just placing it and folding it into two to get the center properly. So I'm going to cut it same ½ inch. Okay, this method will help you to fix your yoke properly. It makes it easier, trust me guys. It makes it very easy for you to attach your yoke to the body. So now I'm going to place it like so, and I'm going to stitch from here to one side and also stitch from the middle to the other side. Try not to stretch your yoke when you're sewing it. Okay, so this is what it looks like when I am done. So for the back piece, I've gone ahead to sew up the darts, okay, both for the fabric and the lining. So what I'm going to do, I'm placing the lining like so, right side facing each other. I'm going to go and sew along the neckline, notch, and then top stitch. So this is what it looks like when I'm done, and I've gone ahead to iron it all flat. So next I'm going to place them on each other. Okay, trim off the excesses around the shoulder, and I'm going to measure my back half length. Okay, so I'm just going to measure it, add my ½ inch seam allowance for joining on the down part, and also ½ inch for the joining on the shoulder, and then I'm going to trim out the excess. Okay, so for the skirt part, okay, if you watch the cutting tutorial, I didn't have like excess allowance on the down part, so what I had is just ½ inch to work with, and also gone ahead to reduce my lining by ½ inch. So if you added 2 inches when you're reducing your lining, you should reduce it by the amount of allowance you give. So what I gave was ½ inch, so I just reduced my lining by ½ inch. So now I'm going to open it up like so. Then on the right side, I'm placing my lining right side facing each other. I'm going to stitch it by ½ inch. Okay, so this is what it looks like when I'm done. So I'm going to turn it over just like you see me doing. Then I'm going to hold the lining around the waist. Okay, I'm just going to pin it, use the pin to hold it down around the waist. Okay, I'm just doing this to help me to be able to iron this without having the lining moving up and down. So now I'm going to iron it properly. So I'm going to do the same thing for the other skirt parts. Okay, so here is my center front for the skirt and the bustier part. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the lining like so, and I'm going to place this. So before doing this, make sure you've checked your half length, shoulder to half length, that everything is equal. Then add your seam allowance for joining. Okay, so I'm also doing the same for the lining. I'm going to place it like so, bring the bustier part, then I'm going to fold it into two to get the center, and I'll also turn it right side facing each other, and I'm going to pin it down and then go and join it with 1/2 inch. Okay, so I'm also joining the back part as well. I'm joining the bodice, the upper part to the down part, lining to lining and fabric to fabric. So now here I'm done joining it along the waistline, and this is what it looks like. I'm going to go and close up this side with 1/2 inch all the way to the hem, and I'm also going to do the same for this other side as well. So when I'm done, this is what it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to turn it inside out from this armhole part, and I'm going to go and give it a very nice press. See how our waistline is concealed inside, looking all neat. Okay, so we've also gone ahead to join the bustier, the front part along the waistline. So I'm just going to press it open. So in the middle center part of this bustier, I'm going to be notching it by the same 1/2 inch, the way we did it when we're joining the yoke. Okay, so I'm going to do the same for the lining. Then I'm going to put my hand this way, just watch what I'm doing, and I will flip it over, and then I'm going to go and stitch it just along the same place we stitched our yoke. Okay, so I'm just going to hold it down with pin. Please do this carefully so that you won't sew on your yoke. Okay, so I'm just going to hold it down with pin, and then I'm going to go and join it with 1/2 inch. So this is what it looks like when I'm done, and I've also gone ahead to notch it. Okay, so I've gone ahead to close this side, and for this other part I left this little opening for turning. Okay, so I'm going to be turning it inside out from there, and when you turn it out, this is what it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to close this place up using a hemming gun. Okay, so next I'm going to be placing the back part right side facing each other, and I'm going to mark where my zipper is going to stop. So I'm going to be stitching this place with a loose stitch and finish it up with normal stitch to where my slit is going to start. Okay, so here I've gone ahead to join the shoulder, and next I'm going to be closing up the sides. Okay, so this is what it looks like when I'm done. So now I'm going to shape my armhole. Okay, so I'm done shaping the armhole. So now I'm going to measure my round armhole, and I got about 12.5. So now we're going to be cutting our sleeve. Okay, so this is a basic sleeve, it's a straight sleeve. Okay, it's a long sleeve, sorry. So you can decide to make yours short sleeve, but then we need a sleeve base for the type of sleeve that we are making. Okay, but I want mine to be long. So here I'm marking out 12 inches where the first puffiness will be. So this is totally optional. You can decide to make yours stop around 10 or 11. Okay, so this 12 inches I'm going to be adding extra 5 inches to it to give it that puffiness, and then the other smaller part of the sleeve is going to be 6 inches long. Okay, so to cut the puffy part of the sleeve, the puff part of this sleeve, I'm going to be folding my fabric like so. We're going to be cutting it like in form of half circle. Okay, so I'm folding my fabric this way. Okay, you have to measure to be sure that you're getting enough for the length. Okay, so I folded it like so, and I'm going to fold it again in this triangular form. Okay, so you have to have a knowledge of how to cut a half circle. Okay, so here now my armhole is 25 inches. Okay, but I'm adding extra 5 inches to it, making it 30, because I want to have kind of gathers around that armhole. So 30 divided by 4 is about 7.5. So I'm measuring to get 7.5 around that place. I'm going to be marking it like so, just to get it all around that curve, just like you see me doing here. Okay, so this line here should measure at least 7.5 inches. Okay, so now I'm going to be measuring the length. Remember I said the length we measured was 12 and I added extra 5 inches to it, making it 17 inches. Then I'm adding seam allowance for folding at the hem, for joining along the armhole. Okay, so I'm just going to cut it out like so. So now I'm going to fold it into 2, and on this part that will be around our underarm, okay, I'm going to be coming down by, okay, I came down here by 3 inches, but after sewing it I had to reduce it further because it didn't give that look. So I'll advise you come down about 5 to 6 inches from that part. 5 inches is very okay. Okay, so this is the flay part of the sleeve. I've already cut it out. Okay, so it's in form of full circle. Okay, so now I'm going to first of all attach it to that 12 inches mark that we made here. Okay, so I'm going to attach it. Please make sure to hem the down part. Okay, so I'm going to attach it just like so, and then for this one I'm going to go and run gather stitch on this top and the lower part. Okay, so here I've gone ahead to attach the flay part. Okay, so to conceal this rough edge, I've also gone ahead to gather this part. So now to conceal this rough edge, I'm going to be placing this part like so. I'm just trying to gather it up more. So I'm going to be placing it like so, stitch it and flip it over. Okay, so here I'm done stitching it. Okay, and this is what it looks like. Okay, so flipping this over, you're going to see that we've concealed the rough edge. Okay, so coming over to this part, I'm going to place it just like so and then sew it along this place. Please make sure to stitch it from the center to the side on both sides. Okay, so that the puffiness will be even. Okay, so here I'm just holding the sides down with pin so it will align with the sleeve under it. Okay, I'm just holding it with pin. See how puffy and beautiful our sleeve is looking already. Okay, so now I'm going to fold the sleeve just like so, and then we're going to be shaping it with our sleeve with our round sleeve measurement. So here I'm done stitching it. This is what our sleeve look like. So next I'm going to go and attach it on our dress. And here is our final look. See how beautiful our dress came out, and our sleeve as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to our channel.